Hotep Ish with your host, Dewan B. Intelligent Ish Talk, intelligent shit talk, where we balance the profound with the profane. Political satire, celebrity and expert guests, information and entertainment, conversation and solutions. Leave your feelings at the door.
We are here. I'm over here trying to get things right, sit on the back end. I'm thinking I should have gave myself more time. Oh shit, my shit was mute. I didn't know it was mute. Damn, I went mute. My bad. Yeah, I don't like. I'm a quick moving big dude. I do not like lounging around. Well, for a little bit, you know what I mean? But when it's time to go, it is time to go. Welcome. Don't forget our sponsor, Jayla, lightthemood.com. Candles be on point. I'm burning some of that dragon's blood right now. Go to lightthemood.com. Product code WEEDSMOKE22 for 40% off. And y'all know I got my t-shirts, all that good stuff at hotepish.com/shop. I got all that good stuff. The Black Music Family Tree. And the book is dropping, y'all. I told y'all I was gonna drop the book 2 weeks ago. I was still rewording some things as of this morning. Like, at some point, I just got to drop the book because we do need to work on our family unit as Black people. And the book is my offering back to us. How to talk to each other in a loving way. Because we know Joe Jackson didn't talk to Michael Jackson too goddamn loving, did he? But Joe Jackson was still a great man. He really was. For you to produce what he produced, that's because he gave his children direction. You know what I mean? And he gave them guidance. And even the Jackson said, like, the mass whippings was too overblown, like in the movie and everything like that. Yeah, Joe was strict. Yeah, Joe was how Joe was. But that was what was necessary for Michael to ultimately be who he turned out to be. You always got to remember, man, we get the perfect challenges in life. Our challenges in life shape us, especially our challenges as youth. They shape us into being the person we ultimately supposed to be. And I am sorry for not saying what's up to the chat room. What's up to y'all? Sammy, Evan, B, Polly, Quan, what's up to y'all? So yeah, today we are breaking down Michael Jackson. And we're going to read Michael Jackson. We're going to find out some things that was going on with him in his life, some of the issues that he was dealing with internally. And we're going to also look at his relationship with Joe Jackson and with his father. And then if you guys want, I'll read a few you guys. Of course, Cash App requests get first priority. That just is what it is. I won't be here all night because I think what I'm gonna do is I might log off when I log off from doing this show. I might come back and do like another live, just breaking down all the stuff that's been going on in music. Come on, damn! I'm trying to adjust this thing, keep moving. But yeah, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with cardology and what it is, what is Dewan doing? Is this tarot cards? Is he a psychic? No, I'm not a psychic. And no, it's not tarot cards. Well, it's similar. Tarot cards were created after the playing cards. Playing cards are the original tarot deck. There is no begin date to when these cards were around. The cards were around before ancient Egypt. They were around before all that. And the thing that's helped the cards survive the conquering of civilizations is they were always just presented as a game. Poker, bid whist, spades, goldfish. But no, it's a whole science. 52 cards in the deck. Each, there are 4 suites. And the 4 suites correspond to each season of the year. The hearts are the spring, like childhood. Michael Jackson was a 10 of hearts. That's why he was he had that childlike spirit and could connect the children. The thing about the hearts deck is it's one of the shorter decks in the spreads. I'm off the top of my head. I think it has like 52 days that it rules out the year, versus the clubs have like 130 days. The clubs and the diamonds have like 120 some odd days, and the spades have like 60 something days that they rule out the year. I don't remember the exact numbers, but the heart, there aren't as many hearts out there, and it's good too because hearts are very emotional people. If you know someone with a heart, whether it be ace of hearts through king of hearts, they are some emotional people, and they're very childlike in a lot of ways. Sometimes a lot of people who are hearts, they keep a youthful look. You know what I mean? A lot of hearts' birthdays fall, as we get towards the end of the year. And this is here is we're in the heart season. This past Saturday was a King of Hearts. That's Joe Biden's card. This past Sunday was a Queen of Hearts. I'm sorry, Friday was a King of Hearts. Sunday was Saturday was a Queen of Hearts. Sunday was a Queen, and yesterday was a Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts was my man Teddy Ray's card. That was his card. Very fun-loving card. The 10 of Hearts is one thing about the 10 of Hearts. It's a card that has sort of mastered their emotions. When I say mastered, a lot of 10 of Hearts people, they found ways to take their emotion and emote it into something. Put it into things. Make something functional out of their emotions. And we all know Michael Jackson did that. When you listen to his music, it wasn't just the singing, it wasn't just the dancing, it wasn't just the lyrics. It was the emotion that Michael Jackson put into his lyrics. Quincy Jones said that when he recorded The Girl Is Out of My Life, Michael Jackson would cry every time he would sing a different take on that song. Very emotional, but he knew how to channel his emotion. But yeah, the suites, going back to the suites represent the 4 seasons of the year. Hearts, spring. Clubs, summer. An adolescence time of your life. The diamonds is the fall. The adult time of your life. That's why people who are diamond suite, they're usually fairly mature people. You don't have too many immature diamonds, not even ace of diamonds. There's a level of refinement with diamonds people. And the spades represent the winter or old age. That's why people that are spades, they're very wise oftentimes. Very wise. They can be deceptive than a motherfucker, but they wise. The 4 suites also represent the 4 elements of the universe: fire, air, earth, and water. So there's a whole science behind these cards for those of you who are wondering what I'm doing. Each season of the year has 13 weeks. The summer's 13 weeks. The fall is 13 weeks. The spring is 13 weeks and the winter's 13 weeks. Same with each card. There are 13 cards, ace through king. So there's a whole science behind these cards, y'all, This ain't no hocus pocus. This is a science that existed long before you and I were here. So none of us have the authority to speak down on it. Because it was here before us, decoding life. It'll be here long after we dead, decoding life. You can have my services at breakthroughas.org if you want your personal reading. Breakthroughas.org. All right, so let's get into reading Michael Jackson. Let's start off with his birth spread. Michael Jackson was a 10 of hearts. And I see that 10 of diamonds in his Mercury. Mind you, before I read this, I haven't done any pre-reading. I'm reading this just fresh. I don't prepare for these shows when I read celebrities or when I read a date or something like that. I treat these the same way I treat my readings when I read y'all. I don't know what I'm about to read until I open it up, and then I go from there and let my spirit guide me on what to tell your ass. But I'm seeing already a lot of diamonds, and diamonds are maturity. Diamonds are, solid. And he has a 10 of diamonds in his Mercury. That already tells me that he was levied high levels of responsibility early on at a young age. People with a 10 of diamonds, when I see a royal card in that Mercury line, what you see here on camera, a 10 is considered a royal card. 10, Jack, Queen, King. When I see one of those 4 cards in someone's Mercury, Mercury represents the first 13 years of your life. And those high, sweet cards represent maturity. So when I see someone's Mercury with a royal, I'm already knowing that they were mature at a young age. Either they were mature or the adults around them expected them to act mature. Y'all ever be around a kid and you just kind of like look at that one more than the other kids and tell that one like, man, you need to get it in line. You kind of know that if you have 10 kids, like I used to coach basketball. And of course, I didn't know this then because I didn't understand cards back when I used to coach. But it'd always be 1 or 2 kids that would just seemed a little bit, even though they acted young, you knew they were the same age as the rest of the kids. They were fun-loving kids. They just had a certain level of maturity about them. Usually, those are people who have a royal card in their Mercury years. Usually. So, off top, when I see a 10 of hearts and a 10 of diamonds, say if I'm doing a reading on one of y'all, and you want to say, hey, Dewan, I want to know what my year is going to look like. What's going to be the year that I make a lot of money? First, I'm going to say, are you putting in the work to make that money, all right? These cards ain't miracle workers. When I'm reading someone's point of wealth or where their money's going to come from, that's all dependent upon what level of work you're putting into it. You can't come into the spirituality or the ancient sciences like this, and like a lot of people do who are in religion, expect the religion or respect the doctrine or respect what they believe to just come out of nowhere and happen. No. When we're here on earth, one of the principles of earth is to work for it. You have to strive for it. You have to go for it. You're not going to just get rich because your cards, you have a wealth card. And 10 of hearts and 10 of diamonds are definitely wealth cards. It's good to have one. It's good to have one of those in your yearly spread. If you got 2, if you the kind of person that put in work at whatever it is that you do, you gonna make some bread. And as we see, Michael Jackson made more money than most of y'all of them. But he also outworked everyone else too. So the spirituality, these spiritual sciences that we speak on, they're not an escape. It's not something you run to feel good. It's not something you run to bury your head in the sand and say, hey, my card says I'm a blah, 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 blah. Because everyone's card has a high vibration and a low vibration. There's a high and low to everything. And there are degrees to the level to how high it can go and degrees to how low it can go. And those degrees are all dependent upon how you view yourself. Let me say that one more time. The level of which you ascend and the level of to down of which you descend come down to how you view yourself and what you believe. Now, all of it isn't your choice because a lot of what you believe was programmed into you. If you were raised in a household where you had parents that had an inferiority complex and they always told you, like a lot of black parents do, hush up. Who you think you are? If you were raised in that kind of environment, you're probably not going to have the highest level of perception of self. Versus if you were raised in an environment to where your parents always told you you can do it, you can win, and you saw your parents actually making those strides. Because it's one thing to see to hear your parents say something, but it's another thing to watch them do it. So if you're in an environment where your parents, your associations, they're hard workers, they put the confidence in you and you believe it at your core, and you have a 10 of hearts or a 10 of diamonds or somewhere in your yearly spread, and you've been working towards a goal, it's a really good chance the year that comes up in your spread is going to be the year that your money crack off. Versus if you kind of had these ideas and you've been like, okay, one day I'm going to do, one day I'm going to do, one day I'm going to do, and you ain't ever done it, you'll miss an opening, you'll miss an opportunity. Why? You'll be like, well, Mom, I had that card that year. Well, if you have a card like that, that's a wealth card, and you're not working towards your wealth, that's probably going to be one of the most miserable years that you have. Yeah, when I read you, I can read your misery too. Because the same thing that'll make you wealthy is the same thing that'll send you into a mental hang-up and depression, overthinking because you missed it, because you knew you were supposed to be doing something, you knew you were supposed to be making these strides, but instead you went home and you got on your PlayStation and you buried yourself in Madden 23 and drank and smoked your sorrows away. That's how this card thing works. If I say there's a point of wealth, it's because you have to work for it. And Michael Jackson worked for it. Ten of Hearts is a card, like Ten of Hearts are people who enjoy audiences. Like Ten of Hearts that's the people who are like most popular in school. They're oftentimes Ten of Hearts people, because a Ten of Hearts person ain't seen an audience in the world they don't like. If you have a child that's a Ten of Hearts, that baby like to perform. That baby gonna be the one jumping around and making it happen, and be in the store and all the adults are looking. Oh, you're such a cute baby. That's them Ten of Hearts people. It's a youthful jovialness about them. And we felt that. The thing about a Ten of Hearts is they have to pursue what they love. Their success is in their pursuit of the things that they absolutely love. And that's true for the most part with all of us. You do want to pursue what you love. That's what I tell everybody on earth, no matter what your card is. But a Ten of Hearts person, they're not going to have any success without pursuing what they love. If they go to pursue what they heard someone else say or try to fit into a program or somebody else's program, a Ten of Hearts is going to be miserable. They have to go for what they love. And we know Michael Jackson loved music. You can hear it in his lyrics. You can hear it in how he sang his lyrics. Ten of Hearts they're very warm people to be around. But at the same time, the most warmest person can also be the coldest person too. Remember, life is paradox. Oftentimes, your most warm, friendly people, they may sometimes be perceived as standoffish and arrogant or snobby. It's not that they're arrogant or snobby. It's just that their heart is so wide open. It's so open, they kind of got to distance themselves from people just to preserve their heart space. Like a Ten of Hearts, they feel everything in their environment. Like a 10 of hearts can just feel it. Like if you're around a 10 of hearts person and you don't feel good, or you're like, if you have little, how can I say this? If you're nervous and then if you have like a certain guard up, a 10 of hearts person to feel that guard, and it'll imprint on their spirit. So it'll make them, like, the more sensitive they are, that they have to sometimes build a wall to keep people to protect their own space. But that wall isn't about you. That wall isn't saying anything's wrong with you. The wall is really put up for them to protect themselves. So that's why Michael Jackson would oftentimes cover his face. He'll wear hats that went down over his eyes. Michael Jackson felt everything. Brother could feel your thoughts. So he had to protect himself. But to those he knew, for everyone, I know a few people who knew Michael Jackson. I've never met him. I wish I did. But I know a few people who've met him and spent some time around him. And what they say is, every story I've heard about Michael Jackson is he's very warm. Hell, listen to Stephanie Mills on the Breakfast Club talk about Michael Jackson. They were dating around the time Michael Jackson did The Wiz. Stephanie Mills and Michael Jackson. And she talked about how warm he was. Dick Gregory talked about how warm Michael Jackson was. Everybody saw people weren't bullshitting at his funeral. He was a very warm individual. A 10 of hearts person is someone who's going to excel in the public. Because they're naturally expressive, they're naturally creative. They seek the spotlight. If you know a 10 of hearts person, you want to guide them towards the public spotlight. Oh, and before I go any further, let me tell you the birthdays that rule 10 of hearts. It's July 31st, August 29th, September 27th, October 25th, November 23rd, and December 21st. Those are the 6 birthdays that the 10 of hearts rules, okay? So if you know anyone with those birthdays, this is who they are. You dig what I'm saying? I said, did you dig what I'm saying? Well, back into the 10 of hearts. The 10 of hearts, these are people who they're very futuristic. They can see what's coming. Kind of like children. Children are just open. But they're like, imagine a child, but with like old man psychic abilities. They can see the trends coming. If you have a 10 of hearts, if you're around a 10 of hearts and you see them make a shift, what's happening around you is probably going to shift a little bit after they make that shift, because they see these shifts coming and they make their move. Those who are in tune and tapped in, they're always going to be ahead of the curve. Like, these are people who are generally, again, they're generally very shy in public because they got to protect themselves. But man, one-on-one, these are the best people you'd ever want to meet. But the reason why, but the thing about that shyness, when it's time to perform, their true spirit comes out. And their true spirit, and Michael Jackson's true spirit, was that of a jovial young man. As old as he got, even when you look at those rehearsals for This Is It. When Michael Jackson, he'll be, remember on This Is It, he'll kind of be talking shit in between takes. Like, man, I'm not used to these ear things, man. I'll come for the old school when I had to use monitors. But then the minute the song starts, you see Michael Jackson hop right into it. Bam! You know what I mean? They have, in his spread, he has that, let me see, that Queen of Diamonds and Saturn. That Queen of Diamonds, people who are Queen of Diamonds, the finances are usually up and down. And with it being in Saturn, Saturn is the balancing of the scales. That's where a lot of times, remember that you say Michael Jackson was broke? Michael Jackson was never broke. He was never broke. It's just that his assets were tied up. And his access to his liquid funds would come in waves. He always had the money. He never was broke. But when you're dealing with money on his level and the way he invested his money, especially through his music, remember, he used to put up it when he did the Invincible album. Michael Jackson put up his own royalties to promote that album. Sony tried their best to sabotage that album. That's why they brought out more of those cases when Invincible came out. Michael Jackson, they didn't want to promote it, so Michael Jackson put his catalog up and leveraged that money to promote the album. And he still sold, I think, like 30 million copies, which was considered bad for Michael Jackson. But that's just the way it played out. When you have a Queen of Diamonds in your Saturn position, you're going to have ups and downs in finances, even for the absolute most wealthy. I see. Yeah. He has that. That's interesting. He has that transformation of a Queen of Spades. That tells me when you have a transformation of a Queen of Spades, that tells me you have to go, because the hearts are very earthbound, they're kids. The spades are very spiritual. So when I see a Queen of Spades in someone's transformation, that's telling me that part of their journey in life is to connect themselves spiritually. You got to get spiritually grounded. Got to get spiritually grounded when you got that Queen of Spades and King of Spades. Queen of Spades is a very rare card. There's only one birthday a year with the Queen of Spades, and that's January 2nd. But you got to get in tune spiritually to reach your highest level. And I do believe Michael Jackson was in tune spiritually. To me, that's the only way he could have brought down the level of information that he brought down to us. That's being tapped in spiritually. The downside with this Ten of Hearts is oftentimes they oftentimes get very heartbroken. And their heartbreak is born out of their expectations and their levels of love. Their love is so big, they put it out there. Most people can't either accept nor give the levels of love that a Ten of Heart can accept or give. So what they put out in their mind is oftentimes is in return. You notice Michael Jackson used to always say he never felt like he was loved. And y'all know we love Michael. Y'all know we loved him. But at the same time, he was surrounded by vultures. He was surrounded around people who wanted all of his money and wanted a piece of him. So Michael Jackson never really felt that love. And that's heartbreaking because we really did, like people like me, a lot of you out there, really didn't want nothing from Michael. The music that he gave us was enough. If Michael Jackson never did a song after Baby Be Mine on the Thriller album, I still would love him. Shit. He came here for music and he did it at the highest level. He gave us his love, but he didn't feel it in return. He has that Three of Spades and Neptune. I always talk about that Three of Spades. That Three of Spades, that's the card of war. Three of Spades don't fuck around. But in Neptune is a planet of music and inspiration. Notice Michael Jackson had a lot of war-like music videos. Bad. Fight, confrontation. Billie Jean, wake up mad, getting out the bed. There's always a level of Michael Jackson's videos always had a certain level of I'm gonna kick your ass. Even though we knew Michael Jackson wasn't about to sock nobody like that. If he don't mess with him, he ain't gonna mess with you. But his videos, remember the time, he always had a certain level of aggression in his creativity. Go listen to that History album and go listen to my breakdown of Michael Jackson, the militant, the revolutionary on IncenseandAshtrays.com. Michael Jackson was always coming for you with his dance moves. It was very aggressive. You know? Michael Jackson's his lesson was a 7 of. That's interesting. Michael Jackson's lesson in life was a 7 of clubs. That's very interesting. Because what that telling me is, let me see, that's 7 of clubs. That's like another one of those, because it's a 7. It's about like aligning your spiritual beliefs with how you live your life. Y'all notice a lot of people who talk spirituality, they say one thing, but they do something different. That's 7 of clubs. If I see someone born under a 7 of clubs and that's their sun sign, their sun card, I'm already knowing they have to align their spiritual beliefs with their walk. And when you don't, when that 7 of clubs comes up and your spiritual beliefs are not in alignment with your walk, there are going to be certain level of consequences that you have to pay for that. Karmic consequences. You dig what I'm saying? And with that being in that position, that's okay. That means to tell me that there was part of his life to where those two things, that was part of his journey in life. To put those two together. I see Michael Jackson's, his Mars was an Ace of Hearts. Mars years of the year is 26 through 39. So now 26 through 39, we're dealing with the Bad album, Dangerous, and History. Let me see. Yeah, a lot of times with that Ace of Hearts right there, that's a big major money making time in his life. You know, that's also the area where you feel like you know it all. We get that. So you see, when he entered his Mars years, that was when he broke away from Quincy Jones. Ace of Hearts and Mars can be very confrontational. Feel like it knows it all. And he's Michael Jackson. He probably does know it all. Being a know-it-all isn't a bad thing. Sometimes you do in certain situations, you know. But I can see why that split with Quincy Jones would come at this time of his life as he entered that third 13-year cycle. Because you got to sort of figure things out. You got to, like, when you know it all, you got to get your head bumped up against the wall enough times to realize you don't know it all. But you got to live that experience out. That's why, man, it's so deep when we talk about not judging people. Everybody lives out their cards. All of you. And 99.9% of people live out their cards unconsciously. But you still live them. So while you can sometimes go around having a hang up, talking about this person think they this, that person think they that, really they just living out their cards and you living out yours. Now, it doesn't mean you can't, have criticisms of people. Yeah, you should. If you, when it's appropriate, there are appropriate times for criticism. But most times, you just gotta let things be. Let things play out. Play your cards right. Like One Way said, man, I wish I can get that song cleared as an intro when I do these card readings. Damn, if I can get in contact with somebody from One Way, like, just let me play that. If you play your cards right, everything's gonna be all right. If you... Hey, Quan, I'm sorry in the chat room. You know I'm gonna sing. I know, Quan, I know you don't like me singing. I'm sorry, but I felt the spirit. I felt the spirit. I felt the spirit. I appreciate that, Netta. Highly recommend a card reading. Yeah. My card readings will help you get through your stuff, man. We all got shit to get through. Look, and let me tell y'all something, y'all. I ain't no goddamn perfect nothing. I got shit to get through. And when I read, oftentimes when I'm reading y'all, man, I'll be reading myself too sometimes. Sometimes I'll tell you guys something, and I'll be like, Dewan, you know you guilty of that same bullshit. That's why I can't judge. Sometimes I'll read somebody and be like, this is me. I know I be doing this bullshit. I'm over here talking to you like woompty wampty and boomty the bamp. And I'm over here guilty of the same shit. I appreciate that, Hood News. My man Hood News, no, he could text me at any time. I got you, bruh. That's my brother right there. That is my brother from a different mother. But hell yeah, Quan, I do be into it wholeheartedly when I sing. I be feeling it. I know I can't sing. I'm just trying to express the feeling. I'm a king of clubs, man. It's hard for me to express my feelings. It's very hard for me to express my feelings. But verbally, certain times. But musically, that's why I'm a drummer. Like, I can express my feelings on the drums. When you give me a song to play and say, Dewan, put some feeling on it, I can pour out all my feeling on them drums. But you tell me to express it in other ways, I'll be like, how do I start? I'll be looking like a doofus. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Look, man, we all trying to get it in life. So that's why I like doing these readings for y'all, reading celebrities, because, it's not that we worship celebrities around here because all of us are gods. Some just more aware than others. And Michael Jackson was aware of his godship. So when I read a celebrity or someone with a high profile, these are generally people that are playing out the highest level of their particular card. So if you're that card, or if you know someone who's that card, you can sort of get a direction on that particular person's abilities. There are levels to this. And Michael Jackson played his card out to the highest level. 99.9% of 10 of hearts won't play their 10 of hearts to the level Michael Jackson played his 10 of hearts. But you can play it out in your level of expertise and whatever it is that you do well. So, yeah, Michael Jackson got that 10 on that. Now, let me go back. I'm over here doing too much. I'm doing too much, y'all. Okay, here we go. Back into Michael Jackson. His Pluto was a 3 of spades. Okay. Let me see. What does that mean? That three of spades, Pluto. Because that's what we dealing with some more spiritual shit right there, in balance. That's three of spades in Pluto is attaining mastery. You have to master whatever it is that you do. When I read someone's Pluto card, that's telling me where their challenges in life are. The Pluto, when I'm giving someone a reading, that's telling me what the challenge is. This result reward is telling me what things will look like if they meet the challenge. But this result reward also tells me what can go wrong if you don't meet the challenge of Pluto. Again, there's a high vibration and low vibration of everything. And then within the challenge that you met, the level of work you put into it is going to determine the level of reward you get out of it. Again, these cards or any mystical spiritual system, these cards don't do it for you. If you know astrology, numerology, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, that ain't gonna be enough. You do your hums, and then you get off your lotus position sitting ass and get out there and make it happen. A lot of these motherfuckers want to hum, get in the yoga poses, and then when they done meditating and praying to Mecca 5 times a day, oh, yo, they be sounding like they yodeling when they doing them Muslim prayers. I'm sorry, I'm goofy. Remember when Malcolm X came out? When Malcolm X was meditating in Mecca, and he was like, hum, da la 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 he, Radio Raheem. Nigga, I was laughing my ass off. I'm sorry, that shit came out when I was 11, and I love that movie Malcolm X. I watch it every time it come on. And no disrespect to Muslims, but I'm goofy. And if you go around, if I'm walking through the store, and I hear somebody going la 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 he, I'm telling you right now, no disrespect, but I'm gonna laugh. All right, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I'm goofy. But you can do all the hums and the dingers and the Jesus, 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 make a way out of no way prayers you want to pray. God damn it. But if you don't get off your ass and do something about it, you're going to be just like them people at church playing that music. They be all up in church. Do new Jesus, 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 Jesus. What's that song by Fred Hammond? Was it by Fred Hammond? Who was that by? As I look back over my life, this I recall to my life. Remember that song? Great is thy faithfulness. That's one of them 90s church classics. If you was in church in the 90s, you remember that song. I can never repay you, Lord, for what you done for me. How you loose my shackles and you set me free. Shit, that was one of them church classics right there. Nigga, that song hit harder in church in the 90s than Whose World Is This by Nas. And you know we love Nas. But that was it hit hard, nigga. That shit hit harder than California Love in a West Coast nightclub, in a Century Club. I don't know what got a bigger reaction, California Love or Great Is Thy Faithfulness in church. I don't know which one hit harder. But you can't be that person. And that person singing that song in church, as soon as they done singing that song, they need a ride from Brother Wilson back home because they don't have a car. That's what happens when you make your spirituality a show for everybody else and you don't embody it. Michael Jackson embodied his purpose. He did. Because in that 3 of spades and Pluto, that's mastery of your purpose, mastery of self. That's his life challenge, to master that. So you see how Joe Jackson's tutelage and upbringing affected Michael Jackson in a positive way. Joe made him be disciplined and on his ass. That helped Michael Jackson reach his potential, because his biggest challenge in life is getting focused. That's the thing with Ten of Hearts. It's so good. Whatever Ten of Hearts put their energy and passion behind, they're going to be great at it. Let me say that. The thing that holds a lot of Ten of Hearts back is their energy is diverted, it's split. It's doing this, it's doing that. It's here, it's there. So they don't get to put all of their passion and energy behind something, because the minute they put their energy behind something, they're on to the next thing. Joe's upbringing focused Michael Jackson's energy and talent, which then helped him reach his potential. Michael Jackson had a 9 of Hearts as his reward. Let's see what that means. Moving right along here. Oh, when the 9 of Hearts is your result, it's one of those things where the result of that, a challenge that you reward, it's kind of a bittersweet reward, is when you have a 9 of Hearts right here, you lose people because you're so focused on the goal. Everyone else, your social life, usually pays a consequence. So when you have a 10 of Hearts person who's really good at what they do, they're going to have issues in their social life and with family members, because that thing that they're here to do is more important than literally anything. Family, friends, be damned. I got to make this goal and win. You dig what I'm saying? But when you learn to let that go, you ascend to higher levels and you reach new sort of friendships with people who are on similar paths. I was surprised to find out how close Michael Jackson and Kobe Bryant were. I read Kobe's life last year. But the reason why they got along so well is, hey, those are both two extremely hard workers. Water met its own level. So on one hand, you may sacrifice and lose relationships with childhood friends, younger friends, maybe certain family members. But you get new friendships with people who are closer to the level that you're on and experiencing the things that you're here to experience. Now, let me read real quick, and then I'm going to read Michael Jackson's last year of his life, and I'm going to show y'all something. But let me read. I appreciate the Cash App. It says for Quantum Connection. I appreciate that. Okay, let me read he and Joe's composite. Y'all know you get a composite relationship when you add one card to the next. And the 10 of Hearts is the 10th card in the deck. And Joe Jackson, I got 2018. He went on 2018, but Joe Jackson's birthday is July 26th. Michael's is August 29th. So that means Michael's let me see what that composite relationship is. Michael's card is the 10th card in the deck, so number 10. Joe's is a 2 of clubs. The 2 of clubs is the 15th card in the deck. So 10 plus 15 is 25. Oh, so that means they had a Queen of Clubs relationship. Because the Queen of Clubs is the 25th card in the deck. And it's crazy. I was just talking to my wife about this earlier because I know male Queen of Clubs, I know female Queen of Clubs. The Queen of Clubs is a very difficult card for men to deal with. Because the Queen of Clubs is here to master their feminine aspect. And all men and women have masculine and feminine. We're all 50-50. But we live in a society that disrespects the feminine aspect and teaches men not to acknowledge their feminine qualities and their feminine aspect. Not understanding is not calling you a woman. It's not calling you gay. It's not calling you sensitive or weak or docile or none of that. It's just calling you another part of you. Like Michael Jackson said in the song, you're just another part of me. And Michael Jackson recognized that. But with these two people having a Queen of Clubs relationship and it's two men, that's telling me off top that there's going to be struggle. Because Queen of Clubs it's going to force men to play out. And if they're going to be successful as a Queen of Clubs, they have to have a certain level of acceptance of their feminine qualities and feminine aspect. And Michael Jackson, with his ability to emote, shows me that he was, in fact, in touch with his feminine aspect. He definitely was. But I don't think Joe was. Joe comes from a time in American history to where, as a man, you really couldn't be in touch with your feminine side like that. Because he grew up in Jim Crow. You had to, there was no quitting your job and doing something else on the side, like quitting your job and driving Uber. You couldn't do that. You had to sit and fight and stay for it. So he grew up in a time to where, Black America is under siege. There's no time for men to get in touch with their feminine side in the 1940s. So with these two having a Queen of Clubs composite relationship, that shows me that their mirror was, they both mirrored each other's feminine aspect. And for Joe, I can see how that could be a major problem with Michael. I see the tension already. See, when I read people, I can also read your relationships with other people. And with that Queen of Clubs, it also is a card of sacrifice for humanity. That's where they did get along. Joe ultimately served his purpose with Michael because the Queen of Clubs sacrifices. The Queen of Clubs is the mother card. That's the card of the mother, the card of the teacher. That's what that Queen of Clubs is. It's the card of the teacher and the mother. But what is the mother's, one of the mother's highest qualities? One of the highest things a mother's willing to do. That's sacrifice herself for the betterment of her child. And that's what Joe Jackson did with Michael. Joe worked those hard days at the steel mill or wherever he worked in Gary, Indiana. I forgot what his exact job was. But he sacrificed himself for his children. And you see where Michael Jackson was able to benefit. See, this is the side down like telling you about black men. Yeah, in that era, he couldn't express his feminine quality on a certain level because of the condition he was under. He was very direct, very mean sometimes. But that was because of the conditions he was in. But he still ultimately expressed the highest level of his feminine aspect, and that's giving his own life for his child. Joe was a musician himself. Joe could have still been playing juke joints on the weekend and saying, I'm going to go out and I'm going to make this money and y'all kids stay home. One day I'm going to be a star. Joe could have done that. And there are plenty of parents who do that. But Joe didn't. Joe sacrificed his music career so he can impart that into his children. And he won at a higher level than any other parent in human history. With their Queen of Clubs relationship, the Queen of Clubs is about mental. You know what I mean? They had a very psychic relationship. It's like Joe and Michael could speak to each other without speaking to one another. That's what I see when I see this Queen of Clubs as their composite relationship. So overall, you see a relationship between these two that Michael played his cards out and Joe played his. Joe played his. But you can also see Joe remember I told y'all about royal cards in Mercury? Joe had a King of Clubs in Mercury. That tells me Joe probably was abused himself. That tells me Joe was probably abused himself in some way. In some way. Why do I say that? Because there's a lot of expectations for children with a King of Clubs in Mercury. That's one of the highest cards in the deck. One of the most mature cards. A King of Clubs child. A King of Clubs in Mercury. If I do a reading with somebody and they tell me and I see if they have a Queen of Clubs in Mercury, a King of Clubs in Mercury, I'm already knowing this was the kid that if 10 kids was goofing off and screwing off and being kids, and you will be the kid that the teacher will call. Lawrence, stop all that goofing off. And you'd be like, man, Miss Johnson, the other kids was goofing off too. I don't care what the other kids do. If they can jump off a bridge, you're going to jump off a bridge with them? That happens oftentimes with people who have a King of Clubs or any king, any royal card in this Mercury area. So that's what it's like. Yeah, Sabrina, catch the replay. Now, we're going to read. I'm doing this, and it's hard, but I'm doing this because I saw the same thing in Kobe's spread last week, and I'm going to show you. I don't like reading death. And every card, just if I read a certain card, it don't mean, if I read it, there's no real death card, but there are cards that could mean depending on what it is. And I read something very eerie in Michael Jackson's death year that was in the same thing as Kobe. And similar to Nipsey too. This is my teacher, Aquarius. She's the one that certified me to read. Salute to Aquarius Maximus. I have a dope ass teacher. But this is from the web browser in her app. This is Michael Jackson's spread. At the age, let me see, is a 50. He died in 2009 at the age of 50. When I see, let me see if I can blow this up more. When I read this, when I read people's yearly cards, and I thank God, Aquarius, thank you for this app. Because before Aquarius got this app, I used to have to calculate each one of these cards in the spread. And it's a whole formula that I do not feel like sharing with y'all. I bore you with the details. Her app, download it. It gets you right there to where you ain't got to do a lot of those calculations yourself. But I see that he's displacing that year the Nine of Clubs. And that stands out. That stands out. Hold on, let me I just had somebody damn text me. Oh shit. I got some nonsense going on in one of my apartment buildings. I swear to God, I got these tenants in their 70s. All they do is complain. Like dude, you live in an apartment. Shit. Anyway. The displacement card here, Nine of Clubs, is a fulfillment of goals. That tells me this year his goals were completed, whether he knew it consciously or not. Those things that, cause remember Michael Jackson, I mean, I'm sure he did know, because remember, I'm sure he felt it. What was the name of Michael Jackson's last tour? What was it supposed to be? This Is It. The cards don't fuck around, y'all. It's a reason why Michael Jackson felt in his spirit, this is it. He was saying he didn't want to tour the rest of his life. He was going to do that series of shows, make his bread, and be done with it. But his displacement year was a nine of clubs. And the Nine of Clubs, part of that card means fulfillment of goals. Mental goals. The goals that you set out in your mind. And he did that. See what I mean? In Michael Jackson's environment that year, he had a 4 of clubs. That's the card of dancing, performing, acting. If you know anybody that's a 4 of clubs, those some acting motherfuckers. So I could tell in his feeling, the way he felt the need to perform. He felt the need to dance and work out. You know, Michael Jackson didn't even go on tour for Invincible. Invincible came out, real quick. Invincible came out what, 2001? So I just want to take a quick look. I'm gonna come right back. What year was 2001? How old was Michael Jackson in 2001? He was born in 1958. So that means 2001 was the year. Was that the year he turned 41? Is that 41? Let me see. What was his year like that year? I'm right. 41, right? Michael Jackson was 41 in 2001. Correct? Come on now, go. Okay, his environment was a 6 of diamonds that year. That means balancing of the scales. Karmic justice. And Michael Jackson did have karmic justice around that time. He got, was that the year he got acquitted? Or was it 2002? But he had karmic justice that year because that was the year his Invincible album came out. And they tried everything they could do to sabotage that album, but it still sold. And he made a lot of money off that album. Karmic justice. 6 of diamonds is reaping the karmic rewards of whatever work you put in. That means if you see a 6 of diamonds in your spread and you've been bullshitting everybody, that means you about to have a real fucked up year. But if you've been doing right and doing well, you're going to be all right. He said he was 43 in 2001. 43, you're right. 43, my bad. 43. Oh, he had a Jack of Diamonds in his. That's another card of money. Jack of Diamonds is also the card of. That's the card of showing you one thing and doing something else too. It's the card of youthfulness and fun and play. The Jack of Diamonds, yeah, that year in 2001, he played a game on the industry that year by putting up his royalties. And they were like, yeah, we'll take that. And his ass ended up winning. His peak that year, however, because I'm going to look at this peak card. And his peak card is what we're going to look into when we look at Michael Jackson's final year. I want to take a close look at that peak card. And this year, the year Invincible dropped, was his peak was a Two of Hearts. That tells me in his personal life, he was dealing with loneliness. Mike was very lonely that year. He was looking for close relationships, but didn't really have any. But that was also the year that he reunited with his brothers for the first time in 20 years and did that concert September 10th. Was it September 10th, 2001? That was right before 9/11. I can see why he reunited with his brothers that year. Because of the Two of Hearts, that's the need for unity, the need for love. But then this is where it gets cryptic, a little creepy. That Five of Spades at his peak. That Five of Spades. If you remember anything from my reading last week, which you probably don't, I wouldn't expect you to. But that Five of Spades, that's the same card Kobe Bryant had in the same position. That's the card of sudden changes and violent endings. That's the card of fulfillment of work. When I see that Five of Spades in someone's peak, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to die. But if you're dealing with someone who's really lived this life on a high level and they've accomplished a lot, you'll see this Five of Spades come up the year that they die. Somewhere in their spread. Whether it be in their peak, sometimes it's in their Pluto. That Five of Spades signifies the completion of work and tragic endings. Kobe Bryant, he came and did what he wanted to do in basketball. He always talked about how satisfied he was. He even came to tell stories. And he did that and won an Oscar for it. When I see this Five of Spades in someone's peak and they die suddenly that year, usually it's somebody who they completed the task that came to come. Remember, Michael Jackson's tour was named This Is It. He was telling you he's done. He was finished. He told you that. Because he was feeling that in his displacement that year. So here, in his peak, he went out. Let me show you something. What was Kobe Bryant? Pay attention to this Five of Spades you see right here. What was Kobe Bryant's birthday? 8/23. Wait now. 23, 1978. How old was Kobe when he died? 41. Kobe was 41 when he died, right? Yuki says you had a 5 of spades in Mars. No, you shouldn't be concerned. Not in Mars. Not down here. Because the 5 of spades in Mars, because I know, I don't want to scare you, brother, in my chat room. I don't want to scare you, so let me tell you. If you have a 5 of spades in your Mars, I don't want to make you feel a certain way, my brother. I ain't trying to creep none of my listeners out, you dig? This partial readings on the house, brother Yuki. That's telling you that 5 of hearts, spades in Mars, you probably is someone that you like to move. That tells me that you probably at some point, or if you haven't already done it, you moved from the location that you live now. You're probably gonna move somewhere else. That 5 of spades because 5 of spades in Mars, you don't really know what to do, which direction to go in. So you kind of try a bunch of different things, and you're willing to move to a new state, new location, new city if you have to make that move. That 5 of spades in Mars, that represents a restlessness. So, brother Yuki, you probably a very restless motherfucker, at least at this season in your life, especially if you're between the ages of 26 and 39. Well, back to Kobe. This is Kobe's birthday. You see at his peak, he also got that 5 of spades. Both he and Michael had sudden endings. They had, Yuki, you said you restless right now? Yep, see? These cards don't bullshit, man. What's Nipsey's birthday? Let me see. Oh, this is my article that I did on Michael Jackson. Go to Incense and Ashtrays. Michael Jackson, the militant, the revolutionary. I wrote a dope ass article on him, and I finished off with my podcast that I did on it. What was Nipsey's birthday? Let me see here. Because I remember doing a reading on that. August 15th. All right. Nipsey's birthday is August 15th, 1985. August 15th. I said 75, no. 85. So Nipsey was a jack of clubs. And when did he die? That was 2019. And he hadn't reached his birthday yet. So that means he was, what, 33? Yep. 5 of spades and Pluto. Pluto's was hidden underneath. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean death, but there's a lot of underneath drama going on with Nipsey. We all knew Nipsey the star, but he also is very open about his past. Meaning he was dealing with people from that past. And it was somebody from his past was a person that executed what went on. Now we all know that, y'all know me, I've done the whole show on Nipsey. I believe the 4-letter police department was behind it, but still it was someone in his past that took him out. But at the same time, that's the worst of the worst scenario with the 5 of spades. The 5 of spades can also mean sudden change in a positive way. It could also mean like going on adventures. So it can be positive. It can have everything. I say everything has a high vibration and a low vibration. I'm only concerned when I see that card in people's yearly spread at their peak or their Pluto when they've done a whole lot in life. Like when there's someone, whenever you hear somebody saying like I've done what I want to do, like I came here and I had whatever goal and I accomplished that goal. That's oftentimes when that 5 of spades plays out. So, oh, what's up, Larry? Oh yeah, Larry hoe ass in the chat room. Yeah, go look at it. Go look at Larry's hoe ass article too. I'm waiting for another article from Larry, and I gotta write one too. I just been so damn busy. Go to my music review tab on incenseandashtrays.com and go and read Larry's article. Jay Dilla is a god. Larry will be submitting something again real soon. And I'm gonna do something on Ice Cube's Death Certificate album too. I'm finishing writing my book right now. But yeah, go and read Larry's article on Jay Dilla. Y'all see this site? It's some high quality shit, y'all. When y'all donate to my Cash App and stuff like that, I put everything that y'all send my way back into what I do. Y'all help, y'all really do. When y'all Cash App me and buy my products and buy my merch, when y'all go to the shop, I put it all right back into what I do. Because Incense and Ashtrays, the job of Incense and Ashtrays is to tell the story of music the proper way. So when y'all buy my Black American Music Family Tree, when y'all buy the t-shirts and the hoodies, you really helping me dump it right back in to Incense and Ashtrays and Hotepish so we can tell the story of music properly. Nobody's going to tell the story of black music better than black people. And while we complaining about other people taking our stuff and doing our stuff, I'm here to do something about it. So again, when y'all donate and do all that shit, this is what I'm putting it back into. You guys see a finished product. You guys see something that's going to represent us and represent us well. You know, same thing with the Hotepish shop. Got the hoodies, got the posters, got all the good shit. All right? That's what y'all help when y'all purchase products and donate and do all that good shit. But yeah. I'ma open it up now. Some of y'all want to get read. Cash App your birthday. People who Cash App their birthdays get top first priority. Damn, I got a lot of these screens open. Shit. There we go. So yeah, Michael Jackson is somebody who, when we read his cards, when we read his life spread, when we read his life, we see that it's in the cards. He literally came and accomplished what he came to accomplish. Michael Jackson's life legacy was to combine his physical world with his spiritual and express it. He did that. To align his walk with his talk. He did that. He wrote music about making the world a better place, and then he turned around and donated to a higher level than any entertainer in history. So not only did he say, let's make the world a better place, he put his money where his mouth was. So we can't look at how he died. We got to look at how he lived. Michael Jackson is an example of someone who lived their cards on the highest level possible. That's what he did while he was here. All right? I'm about to read some of these Cash Apps. Quick mini reading. First up, let me see what his birthday is. March 28th. 03 28 1982. All right. Let's see. Oh, you're an 8 of clubs. Okay. March 28th, 1982. Let's see what that says. Let's see what this nigga talking about. Okay. 8 of clubs. Your biggest issue, bruh, is domination. You have fear of being dominated. So that led to your career choices of not working in, I'm pretty sure you don't work in an office environment. I'm sure whatever you doing, you either driving a truck or you doing something where somebody ain't on your ass. Because 8 of clubs people do not like being dominated. They don't like feeling like they're being dominated, and they almost have a phobia to domination. If you with somebody and you that's why you want to do a relationship reading, y'all. That's why y'all want to do a relationship reading. If you with somebody new and you want to know when you want to see where it's gonna go, you better get a relationship reading, because I'll tell you about we could talk about where the positives and negatives will be in your relationship, what to look out for in the pitfalls. Because if you were the 8 of clubs person, you better not try to dominate them. It's gonna be World War 19 up in that house. Same thing with you dudes. You dudes that want to go around and have the kind of woman that's gonna say, "Yes, daddy." Well, you're not gonna get that in the 8 of clubs. You try to tell the 8 of clubs to fall in line, and well, they'll listen to you if you just gotta know how to talk to an 8 of clubs. You gotta talk to them with respect. You gotta treat them with respect. Gotta be honest and upfront. And be level with them. Be 50, be 50, be 100 with them. Eye level. Because if you try to dominate them, it's just not gonna fly. They are people who, I'm pretty sure you as an 8 of clubs, you're the kind of person that's have a lot of, like, you don't, when you feel a sense of obligation. You feel a sense of obligation and you follow through with that. If you say yes, 8 of clubs is a person that their yes is their yes and their no is their no. If an 8 of clubs person tells you no, then it's no. No matter how you feel about it, it's no. And with you being an Aries 8 of clubs, that tells me you're very impulsive. But, sometimes you have an issue with vision. You don't really see, 8 of clubs people, it's very hard for them to tune in and tap in where to go. Their visions, what they want to be in life, what they want to do. They kind of can be impulsive and sort of all over the place, and that's a challenge for you. So you got to make sure you really slow down when you make big decisions. The crazy part about that is as aloof, as impulsive as the 8 of clubs can be, they are very impatient with stupid people. These people, y'all do not like dumb people. Like if an 8 of clubs person is around somebody that they deem stupid, now they're done. Get the fuck out my face. 8 of clubs rules March 28th, April 26th, May 24th, June 22nd, July 20th, August 18th, September 16th, October 14th, November 12th, and December 10th. Yeah. The 8 of clubs. Yeah. I just got another Cash App. Okay. Your birthday is 5/3/1985. All right. Oh, you that 3 of spades. Better get yourself in line spiritually. 3 of spades, you cannot be like, nah, you can't do that atheist thing. Some people can be atheists, not a 3 of spades. Not a 3 of spades, not by a long shot. Let me take all that down. Let me get that. Let me go. Let me put your card right there. Here we go. 3 of spades. Yeah. Get yourself together. Because as a 3, you can be very indecisive, you know? It can be tough to make decisions. One of your challenges is making a decision and sticking with it. It's important that you do that. You're very mentally driven, which results in restlessness oftentimes. Very restless. Your restlessness leads to you being multi-talented. I'm sure as a 3 of spades, brother, you're very talented in a lot of different areas. Basically, any area that you choose to dedicate yourself to. One of your issues is you could be too creative, which leads to your indecision. I'm sure there have been times you've had 3 or 4 really good decisions, really good ideas at the same time, which leads to your indecision. One of your biggest issues also worry. You worry a lot, brother. You sometimes waste your best time, your best hours, your best years worrying. That's a challenge for you. Challenge means something that's out there for you to overcome. So overcome that. And that's how you're going to get to your best self. Another challenge is dependence on other people. As a 3, you know what I mean? I'm sorry. That's not 3 of spades. 3 of spades don't be dependent on other people. I was about to say something. I'm over here in my head. I'm reading further down your line. I'm over there looking at that 2 of clubs. So sometimes that 2 of clubs could be like that. But as a 3 of spades, you got a lot of fear. Like your fear of, like you have an issue finding solutions. And you also have a fear of like you have like that's a spiritual thing. You have like a fear of like, I don't know, how can I say this? A fear of spiritual judgment. A fear that God's gonna kick your ass. Something like that. Or if not God, you may have had a parent that was on your ass real heavy, a boss, a teacher. But that gets to you sometimes when people try to lord over you. You're very wise. But it's sometimes hard to just sit down and zero in on like your illumination on your spiritual path. You gotta, that challenge means reward. You're going to get that reward it's just going to be a little more difficult for you than it is other people. You got that King of Clubs here in your result. So that tells me the King of Clubs is the master teacher. The King of Clubs channels information from spiritual realms like that. I know because I am one. But the King of Clubs being your result, that tells me, and that 2 of Clubs being your Pluto, that's a challenge. That tells me as you tune in and tap in spiritually, which is going to be hard for you to do, to focus, and you may jump around. You don't have to be in one spiritual system in your whole life. You ain't got to be one minute you might be feeling Christianity. You may have been a Christian when you were younger. I don't know. And then now you're into something else. Y'all know them people who one day they're Muslim. Remember Tupac said, you a Muslim now. That can, a lot of those people can be 3 of spades people. And then other people may look at them like, man, you full of shit. They was a Christian one day. Now they're a Hebrew Israelite. They was Muslim. No. These are just people that's trying to figure it out. And at the end of the day, all of the spiritual systems, all of the spiritual paths have some truth and validity to it. The Three of Spades is the person that's going to try to figure out which one is which. But just know that as you go through that spiritual journey, your result, the possibilities for you, is that King of Clubs. That means master at what you do. Your lesson, that Jack of Diamonds is there again. The Jack of Diamonds is the card of the United States. So that tells me is, as a Three of Spades, if you meet your challenges and live at your highest level, you can have major success. Major success. And you got that Four Hearts and Moon. That means another challenge of yours is balancing yourself emotionally. You can be, for the Hearts is an emotional card, but the Four, it's very balanced. It can be balanced. Your emotions can get like a little off kilter with you being a Three of Spades. A lot of that has to do with your indecisions. It's telling you in order for you to reach your highest level, you need to learn how to balance your emotions. And your transformation is a Four of Diamonds. This is solidity. This is a good bait. When I see that Four of Diamonds, I'm dealing with solid. I'm dealing with a foundation, a strong foundation. A foundation strong enough to hold a mall, big enough and wide enough to hold a city. So the cards tell a story. This Nine of Hearts and Mercury tells me that as a kid, you were probably very emotionally unstable. You probably fought a lot too. The Nine of Hearts, you had a difficult time dealing with your emotions. And then when you got into your teenage years, you probably was kind of full of shit with how you talked. No disrespect. But then I see these Seven of Clubs. If I see the Seven of Clubs, they can get whatever they want. But they oftentimes, especially in this young part of their life, they bullshit their way to what they want. They learn later on as they get into these Jack of Clubs, as they get into this Five of Diamonds and Queen of Spades years, that they could be a little more upfront. But in these years, you be kind of jacking people around. But your early years, you're very emotional. Probably fought a lot, emotionally unstable. But as you live your cards and live through your life, your transformation is probably the most emotionally stable card in the deck, the Four of Diamonds. Our life is a storybook and it's a progress. That's why we all have 13 cards. The number 13, the 12 astrological signs plus the moon. 13 weeks in each season of the year. 13 is a very powerful, beautiful number. 13 cards. All right, cool. I just got another Cash App for $3.30. 3 March 30th. Let's see what card that is. You got a 6 of clubs. I'm already knowing with that 6. We're dealing with a very fairly stable brother or sister. Here's your life spread. You got a King of Spades and Saturn. You got some big things in your life, partner. You got some good things going for you in your life, partner. That King of Spades and Saturn. What that tells me is you better be living with integrity, bruh. Make sure you live your life with integrity. Say what you mean what you say, and follow through on your promises. Because that King of Spades in Saturn, that's a heavy karma right there. That's plotting of justice. That's a heavy karma. Meaning if you've had integrity, if you do right by people, if you do your best to lie the least, ain't nobody not gonna lie, but try your best not to hurt nobody or harm nobody, you got a lot of good things coming for you. But if you've been full of shit, that King of Spades and Saturn is gonna kick your ass when you reach your, especially when you reach your 50s. When you reach your 50s, so whatever you're doing right now, make sure you're on the highest vibration of it. Because that karma is going to be very big at that age of 52. Very big, positive or negative. And that all comes down to whatever you put into it. And that Six of Clubs is that's the power. That's your spoken words, your written words are very important. Watch what you say and watch what you write. You have the ability to manifest with your words, for real. You have very powerful words and tongue. I'm sure whatever you've ever said in your life, whenever you said something and meant what you said, and you put that passion and energy behind what you said, I guarantee you've gotten it. I guarantee it. It's very important that you find your truth, or you're just gonna be kind of adrift, kind of just floating around. The things the Six of Clubs are susceptible to, until the Six of Clubs gets grounded in their own point of view in life, they sort of float around and very impressionable, and they'll follow and just, if somebody says something good, they'll be like, okay, cool, I'll roll with that. You don't want to be that way. You want to find your truth. Create your philosophy on how you live and live by it. Because if you don't, you're going to be too susceptible to other people's ideals and ideas. And you'll feel like you don't have any direction. And procrastinate, nothing about you Six of Clubs. Y'all hella procrastinators. God damn it, if you don't stop procrastinating, Six of Clubs, I'm pretty sure you got 6, 7, 8 things you want to do in life that you've been bullshitting on. You better hop to it. Dashay Lemire, you asked a great question. How do you get a reading? I'm only going to do a couple more readings right now. If you want to get read right now, you Cash App, and I will give you a reading, a quick, brief, mini, short reading. I will do that for you. If you do a Cash App, I'm only going to take like 2 more Cash Apps because I got to do something else, and I might come back live with y'all later on, talk on that Fat Joe situation and what's going on with our music. I do want to talk to y'all about that too, so I might come back on later on. But right now, I'm only going to do like 2 more readings. But if you want your personal reading, you don't want people all in your shit, and you want to go there very in depth, go to breakthroughas.org, click make an appointment, click book now, and then click on the reading you desire. Select a date. Oh, you want to get ready Wednesday? Great. I got to block out some of these times, though, because I got 2 podcasts. I think I'm doing Lloyd Strayhorn's podcast on Wednesday. He put me down like last month. I got to hit him up and make sure I'm still doing his show on Wednesday. Lloyd Strayhorn, master numerologist. Either way it go, as of now, these times are open. I got to block them out. And then you enter your name and phone number, confirm booking, and we will get right to it. Don't look at the price. 175 ain't shit relative to you not having to work this shit out in your mind anymore. I'm gonna give you the answers and we gonna bounce. Once you get these answers, you can get to going wherever you want, wherever you need to go. You ain't gonna have to spin around and wonder and think. You get the information and you be ready. Back to your reading. You have 2 10s in your spread. You have a 10 of clubs in Mars and a 10 of spades in this 10 of spades. Like how earlier I told y'all that 5 of spades in a certain position can mean death. This 10 of spades is one of the most wealthy cards in the deck. The 10 of spades all but guarantees success. You're a man, I think, so you have a Queen of Clubs and Pluto. What it's telling me for the person that sent me this Cash App, you have to get in touch with your feminine aspect. Remember, men and women are 50-50, male, female. Everything in life is masculine and feminine. We all have a masculine side, we all have a feminine side. And we go back and forth between the two sides depending on the scenario. Your challenge is getting in touch with your Queen of Clubs. That means you have a teacher hidden inside of you. There's a teacher down there. You're probably good at something. You might want to point in the direction of teaching that. That Queen of Clubs is the master. That's the mother. That's a teacher. That's first teacher. But these are challenges for you. The result, if you meet the challenge of a Queen of Clubs, getting in contact with your feminine aspect, whether it be teaching or spreading information, the result is a 10 of spades. And a 10 of spades is massive success. But again, that success is dictated upon how much you put into what you do. You put in big energy, big work, you get big reward. You put in little work, you get little reward. If you run from yourself, like all of us do from time to time, most of the time, including me, I ain't perfect. But if you run from yourself, this also could mean that you're going to have a spiritual price to pay. Massive depression. Massive what could have been. Spinning, looping. Not at your best. Feeling crappy than a motherfucker. In other words. That's a card because this card is 10 of spades is the card of the workaholic. This telling me you have to work for your gifts. But when you work with it, man. Ha! That's the card of the bank, the 10 of spades. You're going to break the motherfucking bank if you figure it out. See, when I do a reading, if you get a personal consultation reading, we'll go through each one of these cards, and I'll tell you where you need to be at different areas of your life. And I'll give you the high vibration of that and low vibration of that. I'm going to have these cards. Someone asked how do you look up your card? Of course, this doesn't help you now. But I'm going to put a card calendar up on my site. So you guys could just go to my site. Well, here's the calendar. What month? You said your birthday is 1/30/1994? That means your birthday. Oh, you're a 10 of clubs. That's the card. You got some musician in you. You got some creative in you. Either you play good music or you talk good. But if you have a 10 of clubs, you probably have a lisp or somewhat of a lisp. So that means you probably express your creativity in other ways. Cool. Yeah. But let me see. I got another cash app. Let me see here. I don't have a birthday though. I have. Oh, I see what it is. You're a woman. Okay. Okay. I'll be here. Are you a woman? Okay. So, if you're a woman, then let me go back to your card. So, if you're a woman, I thought I was reading a man. If you're a woman, that means use your femininity. Use it. Use it to your advantage. Use it. You can sometimes cover it up thinking, okay, I'm going to show people this side of me. I'm going to show them that side of me. No, use your femininity. Ooh, you have a 10 of clubs in Mars. That means you probably like talking a lot of shit too. I see that 10 of clubs in Mars. That means you ain't going to fight nobody like that, but people don't fuck with you when it comes to them words. People better not mess with you. People better not. When I see this 10 of clubs in Mars, that's telling me they deal with their confrontation mentally, and they know how to use their words. That 10 of clubs in Mars, don't really get in confrontations with them. They're gonna dance around you mentally. This is a card of mentalism. They know how to use their mind, and they got the words to back it up, and they will dance around your ass mentally. But you also got to watch as a woman. The downside, what the caution here is for you fellas, if you ever meet or vice versa for the women, if you ever meet someone male or female with the 10 of clubs in Mars, they know how to use those words in the right way to get you to do whatever the hell they want you to do. That's why it's good to know your cards and know the cards of the people you're around. They know how to use their words to get what they want. They can be persuasive with their words, or they can cut your ass with them words. Your moon is a 3 of diamonds. 3 of diamonds is a challenging card. So what that tells me is for you to get, and moon also deals with femininity. You got to, there's certain levels of your femininity that you still have covered up. You may use it, but you haven't. This 3 of diamonds in moon and that queen of clubs and Pluto, that tells me you haven't accessed it all the way. Or you may have by now. You're born in 78. So you may have by now, but that may have been a challenge for yours, or it still may be a challenge. But that 3 of diamonds, even though it can be a lot of challenges to that card, is also another card of massive success. What I'm reading here is underneath everything that you have going on, you have a lot of success. You have a lot of success that's pushing you forward. You got a lot of success pushing you forward. Let me see here. I want to do one more. Aspect of this, because I feel like there's one more thing I gotta tell you, 6 of clubs. I'll be going by like my energy and my spirit. Be kind of telling me what. It's one more thing I gotta tell you. Your intuition is one of your biggest gifts that you have, 6 of clubs. Use your intuition. Your mind is your biggest challenge. Your head getting your own way. You have to learn the difference between your mind and your intuition. Your mind and your spirit. Your spirit's always going to tell you what's right, but your mind's going to get in the way. So don't let your mind get you down. Do not let your mind get you down. All right? Is this the end? Are you my friend? I'm sorry, I'm not singing. Yeah, but thank y'all for listening. Reading Michael Jackson. The cards, we live our cards. We live them out. That's why we're not here to judge. We're here to play our story the best we can play it. That's what we're here for. Oh, and also, I wouldn't be remiss if I usually do card of the week. And for those of you, it's a 9 of diamonds week. That means beware of accidents. 9 of diamonds is also the week, is also the card of the black diaspora as a whole. And what we see right now going on Twitter Spaces and around things, we see that the black diaspora nationwide, and worldwide actually, is going through a transformation, a transition. The black diaspora is having is at war right now with one another for the most part. And ultimately, that's a good thing. Because peace comes from chaos, not the other way around. The peace comes after the chaos. Chaotic times, chaotic environments lead to peace. And right now it's chaotic within the black world. The Caribbean versus Latino versus a black American versus the African. That's just what it is. In this in this 9 of diamonds week. You dig what I'm saying? I'm over here still, there was something else I didn't give you guys from Michael Jackson. So yeah, this week, it's funny. Michael Jackson had a 9 of diamonds relationship to Joe. It's funny, we're in a 9 of diamonds week. I'm looking at the week. Yeah, Michael Jackson had a 9 of diamonds relationship with Joe. That's just crazy to think about, to laugh at that. That 9 of diamonds, which is what this week is, that's the card of fulfillment and values, fulfillment or disappointment. Again, what you've been putting out, either you're going to feel fulfilled this week, depending on what you've been putting out, or you're going to be disappointed. This is a week of letting go as a 9 of diamonds week. 9 of diamonds means letting go of the baggage. The shit you've been holding on to, this is a good week to let it go. And so that's the lesson for this week. Letting it go. On this 10 of Hearts day. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. Thank you for all you've given us. You're the greatest we've ever seen do it. It is Jack of Clubs month. Tune in next week. We're going to talk about, next week we're going to break down, what's next week? Let me see what's next week. Next week is a King of Diamonds week. What was that this week? Hold on. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's 9 diamonds a week. Because today's 29. Okay. Next week is going to be a 10 of diamonds week. Okay. That'll be an interesting read next week. On a 6 of diamonds day. Okay. Yeah, we're going to read that next week. Or we might pick another celebrity to read. We'll see. But thank y'all again. Oh, Quan, you want to know? You said I got to answer your question, Quan. You asked why is this week being chaotic? Because 9 of diamonds is chaotic. The 9 of diamonds is the card of car accidents too. One of my homeboys, he was in here earlier. He texted me and was like, "Man, my girl been tripping." I'm like, "Yeah." The 9 of diamonds is raised as hell. The 9 of diamonds is a hell raiser. That's what that card is about. That card is about family issues. I'm sure, Quan, you didn't tell me who you having issues with, but I'm sure it's family. I'm sure, if not all family, some of it's family issues. Because that 9 of diamonds is dealing with family issues. That's why you see a lot of black people going at it across the diaspora. Ultimately, we're family at the end of the day. But there's a whole lot of internal family issues going on between within the black world. Nine of diamonds is also sometimes spending. Watch out for spending behind your means this week. A cousin? Yep. I knew his family. You said a cousin? Yep. These cards on me, y'all see I was able to tell her it was a family member? Just knowing I don't know that family member's birthday. I don't know Quan's card off the top of my head. You told me your birthday before, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't know the person who asked me card. I don't know the issue that they're dealing with, but the fact that she said she's dealing with a lot of issues this week, with it being her 9 of diamonds week, I'm like, okay, that's a family issue. And it's not saying everybody's going to deal with family issues this week. And it's not saying you're not going to have issues outside of family. I'm sure you will. But if you're the people who are having, last week, it's almost like last week things was good. And this week, it's almost like family people. Either when I say family, that also mean like a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, because you're around them so much, it's almost like family. That could also mean like very close friends or people you're around a lot. People you're around a lot are your family. It's not your physical family as far as what you're born over, but they may be your work family, your other, But yeah, so watch out for issues within family this week. I should have said that earlier. Watch out for family dynamics to get challenged this week. If there's anything underlying that's challenging, watch out for that. Cards be letting you know, man. See, Quan always got you. You let me know. I got a lot of y'all. I fucks with all of y'all in this chat room. Let me tell that. Let's just be real. If you in this chat room, B. Polly, Mark Collins, C. Vesey, Hood News, Reed Faces, SB, Knockout Noda, KZL, Queen. I don't see. Is that Quez? God damn it! I'm sorry. I can't read that close. But I like for y'all to be here. I appreciate it, man, because I like talking. I like doing what I do, and I love spreading information. Like, If I can't spread information to people, I'll die inside. And that's just for real. A piece of me, like that's just what I'm here to do. And it's funny, crazy. I was always like that my whole life. And I've always followed and been drawn towards teaching. But it was like when I read my cards and I saw that I was a king of clubs, I was like, oh shit. These cards ain't no motherfucking joke. I really do like talking a lot. I am moody. I could be very moody. If my wife hears this, she'll probably be sanctifying and clapping right now. But that's how we are as king of clubs. Yeah, man. But I appreciate y'all. What's up, Lady B? I ain't seen Lady B in a minute. What's up, Torrance? Yeah. I got love and appreciation for all y'all. For real, for real. But I'm about to get up out of here. I think I might come back later on, like late tonight. I might come back in an hour or two. I might. I'm not sure yet. I'm either going to go late night tonight or late night tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet. But either way it goes, remember this. Play your cards. One way told you, if you play your cards right, everything's going to be all right. Play your cards right. You see your cards? Live on the high vibration. Get the high vibrational rewards. All right? And also remember this. There are no perfect messengers. Only perfect messages for those who are willing to pick up the game. What's up, Kurt Owen? Yes, I did. Yeah. Fatback, I play Fatback on Incense and Ashtray sometime. But thank you for the information, brother. I appreciate y'all. For real, for real. All right? My name is Dewan B. I'm out.